guys, my name is Natalie, and today we're going to have story time. I'm going to talk to you guys about my experiences with high school theater. So I think one of the most important things when you start high school is to find your niche, and for me, high school theater was absolutely the place that I could feel comfortable. Both when I started high school and when I transferred schools halfway through, it was an outlet where I could go in being the new student or being the freshman, and I could just kind of jump into an activity, and find friends and interact with people who were all age groups, because anyone can audition for a show at whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and someone who is a freshman is not necessarily at a better advantage or disadvantage than someone who is a sophomore. So it was a great evening ground. So when I started high school with a broken foot. So I had a huge, gigantic black clunky cast on my foot, and I'm also quite pale, so it just stood out immensely, and it made me feel extra self-conscious because I walked with this kind of awkward limp. So that kind of gave me this extra handicap, so to speak, for trying to, get into the groove of high school. And so the first show that I auditioned for in high school was Grace. And I remember I went and there was a dance audition and I had my boot on and I felt incredibly self-conscious, and I remember saying to the director, I was like, I don't really want a big, nothing big role. I'm trying to just have something where I can be involved in something and you can just put me in the back and it's totally fine. And I was really nervous. I was freaking out about the whole situation. In that show, the director ended up giving me a much more substantial role than I had expected, and I remember being completely shocked because I couldn't imagine why they would give this freshman who had a broken foot, any kind of bigger role in the production. And really, I think that's just the opener for what makes theater so great. Anyone of any age or handicap can come in and you can still be a part of something, and you can still be a part of a community, and you can have an activity that you're doing. And theater is something that can include everyone. It can include people of all ages and all ethnicities and all heights, because it's completely customizable. Every show can be changed to how the director wants, and so it just allows this immense freedom for being inclusive. This also carried on to when I transferred schools my sophomore year. I transferred, not only did I transfer, but I transferred from a smaller private school to a bigger public high school, which added another dimension of me being terrified. And it was the same thing. I remember I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast my first or second day into school, and I remember by callbacks, I remember I felt like I belonged, even though I was a new student, it was just everyone, because people in theater are so used to new people coming in and auditioning, and there being new surprises. Someone who, maybe did sports for 3 years can suddenly come and audition for a show and be awesome. So it didn't matter that I was a new student. All that mattered is I was a new person auditioning for the show, and I was a new piece of talent or a new body to be on stage, and that's all that mattered, and that was awesome. In a less general sense, theater is also for a specific kind of person. I know theater people are often thought of as being the more open-minded people, and the people who are maybe the people who are doing the vegan diets and the gluten-free diets and are being more hipster, if you want to use that word. So that definitely also was a group that I fit into and was very thankful for coming into high school, because I always felt like I was a little different than everyone else, or had trouble fitting in or getting along with maybe people who were seen as more popular or something. So it gave me a group of people who I knew would be okay with how I was different, and they could know that I was okay with how they were different. Theater was also great because it gave me a huge sense of accomplishment, because you finish with this show, you finish with this wonderful final product that you get to perform multiple nights and for lots of people, which is the best feeling. There's something, I would much rather be able to do an activity where I have a finished product and I can feel this sense of personal pride, and not just pride for the project, but pride for the people. That's what I loved almost more than anything else, was that at the end of the day, at the end of every show, I would think, I am so lucky to be a part of this group of people, and I am so lucky to work with people who are so talented, which is such a blessing. Working with talented people is just if that you had to have a goal in high school of something that you want to experience, something that you want to accomplish, just knowing and working with talented people, because there really are so many in every school, that is one of the most rewarding experiences. And for me, that was what I was able to get out of theater. When I graduated high school, I found that I wasn't sad necessarily about leaving my high school. What I was sad about was leaving my theater family, you know, my theater friends and all the people that I had put on these wonderful shows with. And if anything, that's what you should want out of your niche. You should want at the end of the day for that to be the thing that you were sad to leave. And I was definitely sad to leave high school theater. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.